So this is the dura mater. If you wanted to, you can remove the dura mater. You can see the lobes of the brain a little bit. Actually, not really. Because if you took away the dura mater, you can actually see the central sulcus that goes across. There's a blood vessel that usually lies in it, so it's dark. It goes across like that. So the front of this is the frontal lobe. The parietal lobe is going to be here. The temporal lobe is all this here. Okay, occipital lobe is the back. You can also take the, when you take the dura off, you'll take it off the falx cerebri, which is in the middle, so the longitudinal fissure would be between the two lobes. Hemispheres, sorry, between two hemispheres. If you flip it like this, so the dura is naturally open here, so this is the olfactory bulb, the rounded end, and the olfactory tract goes back. These guys right here, this is the optic nerve. So the optic nerve crisscrosses right here, that's the optic chiasm. Yeah. And then with the dura mater on, you guys can see that there's a whole bunch of black here. That's going to be a lot of blood vessels that are going to surround the pituitary gland. So in the middle, this is pituitary gland. When you take the dura off, the pituitary gland is going to come off. So you'll rip it off, but that's just expected. Right here, there's a little pons, and then here would be the medulla oblongata, and then where it gets very narrow, that's the spinal cord. Okay, so those three are much easier when you take the dura off. You'll see a little pons, the medulla. Here, right, the mid-sagittal section of the brain. So what you want to do is look for, I kind of like take it apart a little bit, and then this big empty area, that's your lateral ventricle. And the band of tissue above it would be the corpus callosum. And you are missing your septum pellucidum. There should be a like covering, but you're missing it. And then here, this is your choroid plexus. So remember, the choroid is the part that makes cerebral spinal fluid. It doesn't really look like a whole lot, but that's the choroid. It's inside every ventricle. Then, so this is your lateral ventricle again. Then there's a piece of tissue that goes across like this. That's the fornix. And then underneath your fornix, you have the third ventricle. And then from the third ventricle, there's this round area. That's the thalamus. And then if you go straight down, this is the hypothalamus in here. And then in front and behind the hypothalamus, there's the optic chiasm in front, and then behind it is the mammillary body. Then here, this is going to be your midbrain. And there's a groove that goes inside of it, and that's the cerebral aqueduct. Then above the midbrain, you have the two bumps, because you only have half the brain. So the two bumps is the superior, the one on top, I don't know if you guys can see it, superior and inferior colliculus. Here, superior and inferior colliculus. Yeah. And then in front, this is called the cerebral peduncles. And then you can see the cerebellum. So the cerebellum has the arbor vitae, the white matter. Then there's a little bump here, that's the pons. And then the pons goes down, then you have the rest of your medulla oblongata, and then you have the spinal cord there. And that's pretty much what we see on that side. Okay, so out of a group of threes, you should be able to pick 5 each. All right, just let me know if you have questions, because I will be around.